My dear fellow Americans, Assalamu alaikum, which means may peace be with you. As we speak, we are commemorating the 250th anniversary of our independence. The independence of this great country, the United States of America. Turning back the clock 250 years ago, there are historical lessons and some reminders, which I shall elaborate when I am addressing my fellow Americans who are not Muslims, and especially my fellow Americans who are Muslims. When the forefathers of this country conceived the United States of America, it's unclear whether they knew if this country would become a great superpower or not. But they themselves had a great vision because they knew the basic core principles which became part of the United States America's Constitution. And we as citizens, when we took the oath of allegiance, so let me show you this passport, which is a reminder of the responsibility and also that it is an honor. Whether you became a citizen by birth or by naturalization, in my case, I became the citizen by the latter process. Recall that you took an oath of allegiance, which was that you will not have sympathies with other countries and you will prefer the United States when it comes to choosing your sympathies and your loyalties. So, this anniversary of independence is a reminder that you took that oath. So, now let me address my non Muslim Americans. My birth country was Pakistan, who obviously my parents lived there and they gave me life. And I received my earlier education there. But I have spent more portion of my life in the United States than I have spent in the country of my birth. And this country gave me higher education. This country gave me my living and it gave me my higher education and it gives me respect. I am like many other immigrants and I am here not to brag, but I am just one example of millions of people who have contributed to the United States as citizens. I, as a professor, have trained thousands of students. I have taught to thousands of them. I have contributed to research. I have contributed to the workforce of this country, which is serving in industry, academia, government agencies, boosting the economy indirectly, if not directly. I am inventor of many technologies which have made their ways into commercial products and social media technologies. I have been a responsible citizen. I don't have anything bad on my record. I don't have any criminal history. I am a law abiding citizen and I have been a taxpayer. I never took a penny as an advantage. And there are millions of people like me. They are doctors, they are engineers, lawyers, and businessmen. And Islamophobia is a problem, but I don't think it's really a new problem. It has always existed, and there are various reasons for that. The primary reasons are lack of knowledge and not knowing something. So, if you want to hate Islam, you can, but why don't you first learn about what you're hating? So, I have authored this book, very comprehensive, 700 pages plus book, The Perfect Human. So, before you know Islam, you should know who the Prophet was and what his personality was. And this book is on sale at Amazon and it is for non-profit. I donate everything to charity and it is irrespective whether the recipient is a Muslim or non-Muslim. Now, I will further elaborate how to deal with the Islamophobia when I'm talking to my Muslim Americans. So now my Muslim Americans, especially those come from the Indian subcontinent. So many of them come to this country. Usually they land in New York and they work as a blue collar worker, or sometimes they come as students and then they find their completing their bachelor's, master's, or PhD. They find jobs, and slowly they make their way up. But the majority of them land in New York or other northeast big cities, and after 1 or 2 years, they think, oh, it's too cold. So they, they move out to the south, and then they learn that, oh, there are more opportunities there. So many of them become self made, law abiding citizens, and they become millionaires or billionaires. Sorry to say, but it is the truth. Who come to this country and they think it is okay to take advantage by doing credit card fraud, by doing other simple fraud, store frauds, or buying property through illegal means. It has become more difficult now, but 20, 30 years ago, a lot of immigrant influx, they did these kind of things. Sorry to say, but it is the truth. And they did not think doing illegal things, commercial things, was a crime. What I'm saying is the mentality exists that it was okay to do things which are in a gray area, do credit card frauds, or try to do every means to grab property or take advantage of the banking system. Now, try doing that to other Muslim countries. So many of you come here and then you marry American women and you get green cards or citizenship. Try doing that in other Muslim countries. I don't want to name any Muslim countries, but it's impossible. So the country of the United States gives you a lot of freedom. And you took advantage of it, but are you thankful to America? Very few of you really thank America. Sorry to say that. That doesn't mean you are thankless, but perhaps you are careless or you don't have time. But you have to do it more proactively. You must be grateful to America for allowing you to come into this country as an immigrant and be a part of it. They gave you the passport. So live up to the responsibility and live up to be a good citizen, and more importantly, be reminded that you must thank America. Asian immigrants, when they're here, their doctor is a Pakistani, their restaurants are Pakistani, their insurance agent is Pakistani, their car dealer is a Pakistani, their property dealer is a Pakistani, their hairdresser is a Pakistani. Why don't you absorb in the society, assimilate yourself in the society, and show a good picture of Islam and bring all the good cultural things of the country you come from? Mixing with American culture, enjoying the local hobbies like hunting, dirt bike riding, car racing, and other local, for example, state and federal level local hobbies does not mean it is taking you away from your religion. In fact, if you are, as a Muslim, you don't drink, people will not look at you with shame. Actually, they will appreciate it. And don't criticize America. If you are criticizing America, then go back to your country if you don't like it. Criticizing American policies through proper channel is a different thing, but criticizing the country is a bad thing. Don't do that. I go to a party and people are typically discussing Pakistani's favorite topic is Pakistani politics. But who is the best leader to lead the country? What is this stupidity? Why aren't you not concerned about doing community things in this country? Some of you do, but it's not proactive. Some of you also, especially organizations, they do thank America. It was very heartening. The other day, I attended a dinner of the Islamic Society of North America, and I was delighted to note that the ceremony started with the American anthem and reminding of our allegiance to this country. And it is needless to say, tell people, American native people, that we are as much citizen of this great country as you are, because we are. The only difference is you have a greater responsibility, especially in dealing with Islamophobia. It is incorrect approach, in my opinion, to constantly talk about Islamophobia on social media by thinking of legal rights and all that, and by preaching people and aggressively answering. I agree. Sometimes there have been attacks and loss of life, which are very sad things. But we need to handle Islamophobia in a very different way. I am afraid you have to be very patient. Patience is mentioned over 50 times in the Quran. Patience is powerful and it is a peaceful means. You have to adopt more positive, proactive approach in giving the positive image of Islam. And Islam believes in inclusivism, not exclusivism. And I like to remind you that the Quran tells you there is no compulsion in religion. Chapter number 2, verse number 256. And to my non-Muslims, one more time, all those floating nonsense rumors about Prophet Muhammad or Islam, it's not the time to delve into that. But those things like the Quran advocates violence is completely incorrect. And there is a verse, chapter number 42, verse number 38, which talks about consultation, which is the fundamental principle of democracy. There is also a verse in the Quran, chapter number 4, verse number 59, which says, obey those who are in authority among you. You are in a country where the main religion is not Islam. You are commanded by the Quran to obey the authorities. So, obeying to the police, local, and federal law is your responsibility more than normal. You have to do it proactively. Now, I also like to say Muslims have greater responsibility whether you like it or not. The way things are going, unless you make serious, peaceful efforts, I am optimistic that this country will improve in terms of tolerance. But if it doesn't, there's a good possibility that in 2 or 3 decades, the white Americans will kick you out of this country. I hope that doesn't happen. So thank you, America, very much for all the resources, the freedom, and the respect that you have given me. I am thankful to this country from the bottom of my heart. So, with that, I like to say, God bless America. God and Allah are the two names of the same God. So, may Allah bless America, and it will, inshallah.